first time I tried recording it, after it was done recording, I realized that the footage was corrupted and couldn't use it anymore, which I was so annoyed about. But then I tried to re-record it, and of course, when I tried to go and then re-record it, after I was done supposedly recording, I realized the whole time my mic wasn't even turned on. I was so angry and just lost the motivation to re-record it, but we're back again, having to re-record this playthrough, and hopefully everything goes swimmingly this time. I've double, triple checked everything, making sure everything is good to go, and I think we are okay. So, this might be a little bit of cheating, but I do kind of know where some of the AI is located at. I know, for example, with this galley, if I continue to go up this way, we'll be able to find some other players, but that is really about it. The main thing we want to start getting going in this episode is getting a lot of trade routes going, so we'll trade with Hansa to try and get the extra envoy from trading with them, and in Ponta Delgada, because we have some loyalty pressure, what I think I'm gonna have to do for now is assign Amani, just so the loyalty doesn't get out of control in here. And we will also, I think, try to get a harbor up and running here. Yeah, let's get a harbor going, and we'll just try to build out all of these tobacco plantations here to try and potentially sell some of these luxuries to the AI. Now, because I've played this a couple times already, I know that this settler right here, this Phoenician settler, is going to try and potentially bring this settler all the way down onto this island, which is a big no-no for me. I want to try and colonize this entire island for myself, so we're going to try our best to potentially just take that whole island for ourselves and make it so that the AI doesn't have anything to do with it. We're also gonna think Hercules has used all of his powers, so I think what we're just gonna try and do is get Hercules to do a little bit of exploring. Let's build up the amber with our builder there. Let's try to bring our archer onto this island over here. We'll try to, ooh, friends with the Ankins here because they're friendly with us. But let's wait until it's our turn to do so. Another huge thing I want to start trying to build up in this episode is our science output. It's not exactly where we want it to be at the moment, and I think once we start getting trade routes up, it's going to help us out a lot with that as well. Let's get a quarry built there. We're just also going to try and improve a bunch of tiles with all of the potential builders that we're going to be bringing out of this city here. Let's also continue to build. Ooh, actually, we could get an industry built here. Let's definitely go for that. Let's go for this tribal village. Would love to see what that ends up giving us as well. Hopefully, Phoenicia attacks this galley, and they do, which is going to help us out a lot on keeping this archer alive. Hopefully this barbarian galley doesn't come for our archer now. Hopefully it just runs away. But we'll have to see, and it does. Perfect. Okay, the World Congress vote. Okay. For the mercenary companies, a lot of the AI like to vote on this option B, minus 50% of the cost until next World Congress, and they usually pick production, so we'll put a vote into that. And I think they usually go for great engineers on this one, earn double points towards great people of this class, so we'll just see what they vote. Honestly, that one's usually a little more random, but I have found that that is sometimes what the AI will go for. Let's find out. And oh wow, they actually went for the opposite on this. No points earned towards great people of great engineers, which is a bit of a bummer, but we did predict this one correctly on the AI producing or purchasing military units using the chosen currency type is minus 50% of the cost until the World Congress, so might actually be pretty beneficial for us to potentially build up a military in this era. And I'm actually going to purchase that tobacco tile as well, just to make things a little easier for me. Let's get this tribal village. Ooh, and we actually got a trader from it, which is pretty huge. So you know what I might do is, I believe Korea is right here, and there they are. There's Korea. We'll exchange information on our capitals, and now we can actually start trading with Korea. Plus 1.5 science, 1.5 faith, 18 gold per turn, and 3 production. That's gonna help out that city a lot, and just help out our empire a lot. So let's try to send a delegation, go open borders with them, and maybe even sell off some tobacco to them. They'll take it for 10 gold per turn, which is nice. That will help improve our relationship with them a little bit. And you know what? Let's try to give them a little bit of diplo favor as a gift to even further help them. Plus 6 favorable trade deals to them. So now we'll actually be able to become friends with them and potentially form some sort of alliance with them and get even more science or gold or whatever we want from them. Let's keep building builders actually from Visu and get these builders to run all over our empire and just build up all of these tiles. Okay, now for Victor, I want to put him into Ponta Delgada here so that we get Amani to go into some sort of city-state. Let's see, what city-state do we want? Hansa actually would be pretty huge to take control of. Your trade routes generate plus 1 gold for every 5 tiles they travel, because we're going to be having so many traders running around. I think it would be beneficial to try and take suzerainty of that specific city-state. So we're going to try our best to take control of it. And right now we're actually kind of playing a little greedy. Scotland isn't exactly on amazing terms with us, and if they declare war on us, we don't exactly have a lot of military to defend our city there. So we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully we don't get overrun by Scotland. Okay, let's become friends with Korea. They'll become friends with us luxuries into our ecosystem here. Now, what I want to do with this warrior and this archer, the reason I've brought it onto this continent, is to try and block out any potential settlers that are going to be coming over here. We already know, unfortunately, that there are going to be settlers incoming, so we will do our best to try and prevent them from putting any cities down. And let's get this builder to run over to Porto now to try and build up some like mines to help out the production over here. We'll leave that archer. We'll get Hercules to maybe potentially clear out this barbarian camp. Let's get this archer onto this island. And I'm not sure what the heck this soothsayer is doing. Might have to try and get him to run around it. Let's get this galley to keep exploring. It's actually just found a Euthia. I've definitely mispronounced that, but oh well. And let's start building these farms up. I want to try and start getting some farm triangles built up there to really help out with the growth and the food production. Now it is a little bit annoying that there are a bunch of barbarian galleys around here that could potentially harm our units, and there is that Phoenician settler. It really looks like he's gunning for this island, which we really do not want right now. It's going to be really annoying if he ends up coming here. So, like I said, we're just going to try and bring our units over there to try and block them out. And in Lisbon, maybe we try and get... In Lisbon, I think what we want to try and get is our navigation school up. We're going to just try and get all of these up and running as fast as possible now. Because I'll also buy a granary in Visu, but we want to get these navigation schools up and running to really help out with these science outputs that is going to be, coming out of our cities. And let's bring this trader over to Ponta Delgada to keep trading with Korea. Get another farm built here. And we'll get this archer onto the coast to try and make sure there aren't any barbarian galleys threatening our civilization here. Let's keep getting this galley to explore, and there is there's Cleopatra, and I'm not sure if she's gonna have any coastal cities here that we can trade with, but we will see. We will definitely see. Sure, you can build an embassy, and yep, here comes that settler. A bit annoying that it is coming here, but like I said, we're gonna try and get some units onto this island to try and block out that settler from doing anything. So we'll get Hercules here, we'll get this archer over here, and I'm gonna try my best to get this warrior onto this island again. Porto honestly can start building settlers. Let's get another farm built here, and the reason I want to try and get farm triangles built, for those of you who don't play Civ 6, as you can see, these tiles are providing 4 food each. It's because we have a farm on them, and there is rice bonus resources here. As soon as we build another farm adjacent to these 2 farms, you see it turns into 5 food tiles, which is just a boost you get from having 2 farms adjacent to an already built farm. And because they're all adjacent to each other, they all get an extra food output. That's just some little tips and tricks there of playing Civ for little bits. Okay, let's start trading with Utica and Kati maybe to try and get a little bit of extra gold into our empire, as well as other boosts. And we will hit next turn. Now, like I said, now that we're meeting more civs, we want to really start getting traders out, because we have 6 trade route capacity that we're not using, which is pretty crazy, honestly. this island all for ourselves. We'll also build a mine here. Get Porto to start working on that tile because this city needs all the production it can get, honestly. There comes the settler, so what I think we want to do here is position Hercules on. You know what? Let's actually we'll position Hercules here and get our archer maybe here and see if he walks onto this tile, on this wheat tile. We'll just block him out and get Hercules onto this woods tile so that he can't really do anything. We'll have to see what it does. We'll definitely have to see what it does because it's really all dependent on the movements of that specific AI settler there. And honestly, the AI can be pretty dumb sometimes. Let's purchase that tile there and try to get another mine built just to help out with even more production. We'll take a shot at that galley because why not? And let's get this warrior over here. Also, this galley is doing a great job of exploring. Look at that, we've even just found Mongolia, who we could actually potentially trade with, seeing as they have a coastal city there as well. But we will have to go and see. Okay, so that settler actually just stepped onto land. Like I said, we're just going to try and block it out. So we'll just put Hercules on this woods tile and we will not move. We will just sit there and let them just decide what they want to do next. Also, while we're at it, let's become research allies with Korea here and even try to sell off some of our horses. Let's try to sell off all of our horses to Korea and see if she'll buy them. Okay, actually it's not as much gold as I'd like, so you know what? We'll leave that for now and see if she wants any honey. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, never mind, she doesn't want anything, so we'll just become allies. Research allies so that we even get more science per turn from sending all of our trade routes over there. And we'll just keep, I think, pumping out. Let's pump out one more builder in Visu. And let's start. Where do I want this builder to go? You know what? Let's bring this builder. Actually, you know what? In Visu, let's start building traders instead of builders. Because honestly, I think we have enough builders to like support everything here. We'll send another trader over to Tai. That's even more gold, more science, and more faith being put into our city. You know what? Let's remove this marsh to try and up the population here. Let's build a granary here, help out with the housing situation there, and let's become suzerain of Hansa. So now we'll go from 191 gold per turn to 249 gold per turn. That is massive just from becoming suzerain of that one city-state. Really starting to see the benefits of becoming very coordinated with everything that we're doing. Let's get that builder to run down this way. This builder can... You know what? Maybe we can get this builder to start chopping like the woods and stuff over here. Let's build a mine there, and I like where we're heading right now. Let's keep taking shots at stuff with our archer there. We'll bring our warrior to potentially maybe clear out this barb camp and get this galley to keep on exploring. I'm liking the direction our empire is heading right now. Oh, what? Somehow this settler just ran through our units there, which is not good at all, actually. Let's get this warrior to try and maybe block them out a little bit. We'll get Hercules to sit there. We'll get our archer to move over here, and we're just gonna set up a wall to try and prevent Phoenicia from fishing tiles. There we go, fishing boats here, which will help us get some extra food into this civilization. We'd get a very nice campus over here because of all of the mountains that are surrounding it. I think this would be a really, really sick campus. Then we can also potentially get a harbor built over here. Where's the harbors? Get a harbor there and gets a commercial hub there. And honestly, this looks like it'd be a pretty sick city, and to even potentially help us out a little more with the tiles, you could try and build St. Basil's Cathedral, which gives us +1 food, +1 production, and +1 culture on all tundra tiles for this city. If we can end up getting that all built, we'll have a very, very nice city here with a nice, I think this will be like a +3 campus built over here, but we'll have to see. This settler, I want to try and get onto this continent first, and then we can get this second settler that we're building over here and try to get this plan up and running here. This archer can keep taking shots at this galley. I hope it doesn't coastal pillage our city over here. That would be very annoying. This galley can keep on exploring, and honestly could even potentially find some more cities that we could trade with on the coast to just further our, economic growth in our civilization. We've got a lot of trade routes running around right now, which is really going to help us out a lot. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the woods here and maybe get some lumber mills built in Bragantia, because we don't really have many hills tiles to take advantage of. Yeah, I don't mind the sound of that. This builder, I think, could maybe build, you know what, we'll try to get the extra food from destroying the marsh tile there. And let's build another mine here. Extra production, even more extra production. We'll get this settler to try and run as fast as possible over here. And okay, this settler has just run down to the south, which honestly I'm okay with. Let's try and just block it out. We really just don't want it to go up north here. Like I said, it can settle a city down here if it wants to. These tiles aren't very good, but we just don't want it to settle a city up here, which is what I want to do. So yeah, we're just going to continue to block them out as much as possible. We'll get this galley to do a little more exploring, and honestly, how much land is over here? I might even try to set like a city on this island, depending on how big it is. It looks like it has some pretty good potential there. Let's get a farm built there, and look at all of the food that is being produced out of this city. This is absolutely wonderful. Love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Now, what would really suck is if this volcano erupted and destroyed all of these tiles around it. Let's just hope that doesn't happen, because that would kind of screw us over a little bit, but we would have a builder ready and able to repair everything. So now we actually just got access to shipyards, which actually could be very nice for us as well, as we are getting quite a few harbors built. Let's get that settler to keep moving, and look at that there, starting to move more and more down south. So we'll just continue, I think, to block them out a little bit. And yeah, honestly, I like that they're in woods now, because they're only going to be able to move at like one tile per turn here if they stay on land. So yeah, I like that a lot. So let's get machinery so that we can get access to crossbows, and that looks okay to me. We'll skip all the turns of those guys. Honestly, I wouldn't mind trying to chop out the woods here to try and get this navigation school up and running a little faster. And we're just going to try and get, honestly, I think what we could try to do with this builder is chop out the woods that is over here to get the settler out a little faster. Right now, things are honestly looking pretty good, though. I'm liking where this empire is heading. We're honestly starting to look a little bit like Portugal here with all of these islands that we've got control of, which is pretty cool. Let's get this settler to move along the water. We just gotta be careful of any potential barbarian galleys that are just chilling over here. You know what? Actually, we'll hold off on the crossbowman upgrade for now because we want to start putting our gold towards improvements on our cities. Let's chop out the marsh, get even more population into Braganza. The citizens aren't exactly being managed very well, but once we get these lumber mills built, the production will look a little better, and the city overall will just look a little better. Honestly, this would be a pretty fun island to try and take advantage of as well. If we could get a settler somehow over there, that would look pretty solid, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we end up getting that going at all. But one thing for sure I want to do is start getting navigation schools built, libraries built, and a bunch of trade routes out. We're just going to keep pumping out traders from all of our cities. Vesu and Braganza are currently working on one. There's that one popped out. We could potentially trade with Talavi, but that doesn't look like a very good trade route to me, so let's get this trade route over to Ponta Delgada to see if that can actually become any better traders over there. And you know what? Let's get a harbor finally built over here. We'll build it here. I don't think we're going to build a commercial hub in this city, but we definitely want to get a harbor built. Finally, we're going to be able to build or chop out this settler so that we can get this cheeky city built over here. I wonder how that's going to look after it's all said and done. This navigation school will be up and running very shortly as well. Let's keep getting this settler over here. I'm going to be very cautious because we really don't want to get this settler captured. That would be so annoying. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's, a settler actually just appeared out of the fog of war there. Would love to get my hands on it, honestly. We'll see. We'll just kind of be a little cautious of that. We'll skip all the turns over there. That settler hasn't moved from Phoenicia, which is absolutely wonderful. Let's get this galley to keep exploring up north here. See if there's any other cities around. And it looks like Scotland wants to buy our Diplo favor, which I'm honestly not opposed to. Will you give us any more? Okay, yeah, I'm not opposed to that. You can take all of the Diplo favor you want, honestly. Let's continue to keep this settler away from any potential barbarians. It looks like Scotland actually wants to become friends with us, which would be very, very nice. Let's become friends with Scotland, and you know what? We'll form a little military interesting. Okay, that gives us a little more reason to be cautious of, let's be a little more cautious. Wait, I'm actually a little confused here. I'm not sure why. All of our traders are over here. Did that cancel our trade routes with Korea? Oh my gosh, wait, this is Dido over here. Oh my gosh, I'm actually throwing. I thought this was Korea that we were trading with. Oh no. Okay, well, now we're gonna have to start sending our trade routes elsewhere. To Lavi. We could maybe send them to Hunza. We could maybe send them to. Let's just send them over to Hunza. But oh my days, that is absolutely devastating. We've lost a pretty huge civilization that we were trading with, which is so annoying, honestly. Maybe there are some coastal cities here we can discover, and actually there is. Mongolia does have a coastal city over there that we might be able to trade with. Let's get a shipyard built over here. Let's get this settler down here. And it's very annoying that Phoenicia has gone to war with us here. But honestly, I have the goal to purchase like military to help us out if things get a little out of hand. So we will see where things go there. And let's just what do we want to? You know what? Let's just keep building traders. Just keep getting those built up. Let's start trading with. Let's start trading with Hunza. Just keep getting gold into our civilization. This is actually where Korea was. I don't know why I thought Korea was these guys over here. That's really annoying that I thought that. I'm so dumb. Okay, well, it is what it is. I'd love to start getting some trade routes up to Mongolia here. So let's skip the turn of this trader for now. Let's get a lumber mill built there. That's going to help us out with some extra production, and then we'll hit next turn. All this time I thought I was getting extra science from trading with what I thought was Korea. In the end, it was all just me being an absolute moron, which sucks, but it is what it is. Oh gosh, let's get that warrior to fortify, and honestly, I'd love to try and take that settler from them. That would be fantastic. What isn't fantastic though is that this trebuchet is kind of where I want to settle a city. So yeah, I don't know, that's going to be a little annoying to deal with, but let's see. Okay, you know what, let's just start trading with Hong Kong with this trader. And you know what, the thing that's a little scary is I'm pretty sure Phoenicia has quite a navy, which means they might just start picking off all of our traders, which would be so annoying, honestly, super annoying. But I'll just have to see what happens. Let's see if there are any other coastal cities over here that I can trade with. There's actually a barbarian encampment over there. But let's just keep sending trade routes to keep increasing our gold. Might get a trade route over to Visu. Let's get this lumber yard built up. This archer, I might have to start heading onto this continent over here to try and help out with that potential battle that is now going to go on over here. This knight has to die, honestly, but it looks like they're just kind of running away. I don't think Phoenicia can capture my settler as long as it's in the water here. What I do want to do, though, is get trade confederation built, or put into my economic policies, because that's just an extra culture and science from international trade routes, which is going to be so huge for us, and that put us up to 101 science, which you'll absolutely love to see. It's actually a bit annoying that Tamar is trying to become suzerain of Hunza. But oh my gosh, look at all these trade routes now. We're getting science, culture, everything from these trade routes, which is fantastic. We're going to keep trading with Hong Kong over there. And let's get this crossbowman over here. Let's build our I want to build our shipyard over here to get this extra production over here, and then we'll start focusing on buying up navigation schools. This warrior, I think we're gonna start promoting, and we've almost got this sneaky city built over here. We'll indeed establish a embassy in our capital for you, Scotland, and I think it might be time to start thinking about getting some walls built on Ponta Delgado once that harbor is up and running. Okay, there goes Hercules, and let's get this settler over here. Let's get our archer back over here, and I do want to see where this Phoenician settler went. I can't even see it anymore. I wonder if they went over into this land, or if they just kept going down south that way. That'd be pretty funny if that was the case. Let's get this lumber yard built here, and look, we're getting some much better production into Bragantia there. Let's build up our shipyard here. That just cut our production basically almost in half on the Kilwa, which is what you love to see. Our archer can stay there for now, honestly. I think I'm just gonna get all of our cities to, or our units to fortify over there, and now we almost have another city down there. Are there any other coastal cities over here that we can potentially trade with? Actually, might be an Aztec city that we can, or no, this isn't the Aztec, this is the Cree, I think. But yeah, this might be a potential Cree city that we can trade with over here, which would be very nice. Okay, so the world actually just entered the industrial era, and what I think, should I settle this city on so much for watching. I'm really liking where we're going here with Portugal, and I hope you are too. We're gonna just continue to get our empire in order, get our cities, it's like projects up and running, and try to fend off Phoenicia